for the videos.
What? Oh yeah. No. Now we have
So much,
so much to keep going. We'll have memories. What I'm thinking now, I'm trying to see if with AI, it can take the script of everything he said in those videos and make a safer out of it. I think it's possible to. See what we can do.
His life story there with when the vacuum makes about the shul, with his mother and his sister.
Yeah. That's the same thing. If the one Nochom Dov made, the big, you saw the.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I think that also we can, because it's easy now to make books.
Really?
With Amazon. I published myself 20 books. Like I took.
That's some of your speeches.
When I was a Bachur, I used to write in the little school newspaper, Divrei Torah, and I saved them.
Oh, wow.
And then also I translated things, but then also like you could just copy and paste like public domain Sfarim. So like I published, like for myself, like I wanted Sfarim. It was cheaper to go on Safari, copy and paste it, and then you buy it yourself $3. You know, I was working somewhere else. I had at home or Chaim Kodesh, Marshall, and like morale things, and I didn't want to have to like schlep it with me. Like it's easier. I buy it for $3 online, print it myself, and since it's public domain, it's. Let's see if I can. If I put that there, will it stay? No, that's not going to work. Your wife is calling me. Yeah. Yeah. All right. I want to set this up to. How you doing? How you doing?
I should say in better circumstances.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you for sending me the information.
No, absolutely.
I forwarded it to the whole family.
Yeah.
They send their regards as well.
Yeah, I sent it to Svi. I sent
I spoke to him before.
I sent him the Zoom link. That's the Zoom guy, but I'm trying to do my own live stream, so I'm gonna see where I can.
That's better on the business.
Is it?
You're not going to set that up on the.
I don't know if they allow on the Bima that it
So
leaves
don't
it.
set up on the chair. Just lean against the back of the chair.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to. I think we're going to run out of chairs here. Yeah. What if I put this here?
All right, I want to bring a couple chairs outside for the ladies. Now outside, the ladies outside. Hello, hello. This is Ari, the Zoom caster. Testing, testing. Can you hear me? Please nod your heads. Can you see me? Please give a thumbs up. Excellent. Anyways, I'd like to express my condolences to the family and to all of you. I'm sure today you're going to hear wonderful stories and statement about Rav. Anyways, if you have any issues with the transmissions, please indicate in the chat below. Additionally, if you have any Divrei Nochom to share with the family, please write in the chat below. After the Levayah, I'm going to share over your stories to the family. Please note that this Zoom session is being recorded, and the recording will become available tomorrow morning via a session link. Rabbi Fishbain, Rabbi Nochum Dov Fishbain, I believe, sent you the link to the recording. You will have 30 days to download before I clear it off online on Google Drive. After today, these two links for the Tehillim and the Kura are being terminated, and if you wish to see a recording of the Zoom session, please reach out to me for the link to the archive. I will put my contact info in the chat box below. Sorry, Titus. Starting? Okay. That's not mine.
Testing, testing, can you hear me? Please indicate in the chat below.
Zoom audience, can you hear me? Please indicate in the chat below. Can you see me clearly? Please indicate in the chat below.
In der Rutsen sind ein Moloche gewesen. Ich bedanke mich seine Überfragen, Urliebsen, Fahre gegangen, so nach Koblentzer, Divrei Hesped, doch, und das ganze Golden, etwas Avdara Gudel, wenn redt vom Zibber. Aber können wir pushen, der Mann nach Koblentzer, der Kreude, Pas Sashriya, Pilchik, Nus ist ruhig von einer Geische. Seit Gam Heim, wo ist der Gam Heim, von des Fuhren. Geische, seit dem Maas Hashem, mit dem Seufel, geht auf die Verworfene in Gules. Die Mischte Busse sucht in Mittelbar. HaMishmo is gewesen. Das heißt, Agershiri. Ja, wo das Fuhren mit dem Erlebnis auf Gules Amerika, das war immer der größte Jam. Das erste Mal, mit dem in Gules, war immer der größte Jam, die Agona Chus, der Chober Weißland geschafft. Da war auch gewesen, in Gules Harappe, ist mit Kischen mit der Yabushu, sie hat zeigen an Deutschen. Jetzt haben wir verworfen, Bexar Shema, das ist Geische. Und der Mensch, die Kur mit Linem, Kolakowski Yisroel, der Elis ist gehasst, der Eizem Atoyur, der Neusay Aroin Hashem. Aber wenn der Pusik, das wurde Geische, die Verwaltungen, und der Arzt der Medienes, Gam Heim Nusser, Heim Oogdaar, Kap hoch mit dem Koyach Atoyur. Weil, Apelle danach, in der Schwester Machzum mit Gules, der Haus und der Siekes und die Iris Atoyur, hat sich gegeben, dass der Sie ist ruhig, Atoyur der beneigte Haus. Du, der HaBachur Nochum Dov Fishbain, Yosef, das ist geboren in Amerika, aufgewachsen in Chicago in Amerika, in dem Ablos Amerika, was geduldig ist so, und müde hat sich immer in Astik gebildet, mit ihr Schemaen, für sie des Lebens. Der Spruch weiß das Beste von mir. Und wir pflegt auch sich im Spur zu sein, mit der heiligen Brüche, von der Guna Zadig, Wasserland, von der Wasserland, das gegeben wird. Der heilige Mama, der ganze Stieb, der Schwesters, schwuggelt geduldig Yisroel, eine von den Yechiel Gillen of noch, ich wohne nach Hause, noch Yechiel Ruv, ich fuhr der Talmid Yaakov und die Teure nach noch den Krieg, haben es vor der Flur, in Oit, Conditions of doing Almas Amerika. Nur so ist ruhig, vielleicht gar nicht heim, mit den Kuren mit Nieren, wo der gewesen Bekische zu heilige Teure, in Islam Teure, der heilige Teure. Da haben wir nach Hause, Shmuel Yosef, wo es gegangen und so in Amerika, aber über Levayah, kaum Schwierigkeiten, mit Messias Leifisch, mit Vater Yechiel dort, der HaRav dort, kam Shemaim gewesen, in die Städtlich, in der Satosi, das geht Plätze, was sich gewollt viel, und die Teure hat es immer gelassen, es gemacht an sich, die Teure auf uns, ist so gelassen, am Marschwitz in der Feierlichkeit, die Zalusse befordert, das Spuren auf Wald gelacht, mit Simche, Lepplich, ist aber gesehen, wie der Ried lebt, aber einfach sie getrödet, die gelebt, mit Kische zu Bühne, Gelömmung, und er schreckt sich bestimmt mal durch. Und er weggestellt, am Winkel, in dem Wiesen Midden, mit der Kasum knapp, also er hat weggestellt, der erste Festungen dort, mit jenen Nochom, in der Hochgemeinde, aber das geblieben kann Deures. Er gekommen durch gewissen, hergestellt Deures, der Mutter, der Schemme, der Terusser, mit der Starkheit, mit der Haves, der Geestet, in der Innerfin. Hergestellt doch mit der Ware, schmissen mit jüdischen Kindern, von gegeben, auf Lichtigkeit, die jüdischen Schummes, auf viele, die nicht Yisroel, und die spielten den, auf der Hasidigkeit lebt. Und auf diese Abheile von Amerika, das hat gewissen, sie ist leiblich, laut hinter die Uhr. Und da war das eine Weide, Scheine mit mir. Aber da Weide war eine Weide befeuert, aber da Riech, ist ein Geist, ist ein Emsig, sie ist leiblich, freiliche Jüdischkeit, das die alle Gedenken nehmen, ist es alle blau in Herzen von jüdischen Kindern, gab es mit dem Befragt, in der siebenlige Geduschen, die noch ein Heiligweg von der Jid, sahen Kriegschaft, in Chachme, ich glaube, das Spinter, das ist ungeriet, Amerikaner Tipsches, in der Osterbeck, mit Chachme, Satoir, wie solche gewesen, mit dem bekannten Shemaim zu sagen. In der Wald, der Chiese Gudel mit Jöit, es ist immer berechtigt, sie tun da vielleicht nach dem schwach, aber da Gudel, der Koide, Iker de Chai, Iker am Spuche, wo man so die Koblentzer, als der Mann die Mechayasi, da mit Kische zu der heilige Teure spielen, der Penina, ja Teure, das Kolakowski, Yechiel, en spielen de Teure nicht nur der heilige Teure, wo der Kerl so nach Schein und Pschat noch der Starkheit ist so, als es schon immer ist, Hashem uns da Yitroy. Es geht weiter mit vier Menschen, wo ich da gesagt habe, Hashem uns da Yitroy. Da ist das Chizigay mal Starkheit, aber als es schon immer ist. Der HaSach schwer zu leben, die Schule mit dem Zweiten, nur extra Brüche, Hashem Yehuda, das haben wir über Schule. Also eigentlich, das ist Menschen, also da Schule. Der Yitroy gab uns dem Hashem uns da Yitroy, aber auf der anderen Seite, Hau, Achel, Bereis, mit einem jüdischen Kind, ungewahrend, andere jüdische Kinder. Und da gesagt, sich hieß Guru am Eigen, auf das, auf der Fahrt, der פישביין, Koblentzer, hier Hashem, der Chosh verschreut, aber kein Lauf von Monsey gesagt, bekannte Shemaim gesagt, in durchgedaan, wie schneller, was wir sagen, ich bin aber so Leitzach, der Eichstut bekam Eisendamm und Amurui, in durchgedaan, wie schneller, zu ist alles Gott Shemaim, wie heute Babin ist verschiebt sich kein Mai,
Kasha, but Kasha will loving here be must viewed with Yisroel, and the warmth and the care of Yisroel. Kasher turned this past Shavuos 99, and we were thinking about myself, that's the year that Avraham Avinu is his bris milah. Of course, there's a lot of Torahs about why he waited till 99 if he did all the other mitzvahs. But the thought that I had was that just like Avraham Avinu was null, he did Arla, he was Mesa the Arla, to be curious about him. Ashver spent his whole life, I would say every fiber of his life, being the Kar Yidin and moving the Arlas Halev of thousands upon thousands of people that touched his heart, that he touched their hearts, and people that he himself was Makar, whether it's Kirov Kroivin, Kirov Chaikim, Kirov Kroivin. I don't know any person that I've met and I told them that I'm the son of Rabbi Fishbain, that they haven't, a smile didn't show up on their face of something warm that them of a conversation they had with him. His Simchas Chaim was so magnetic. He would take people. He lived life, and he lived life to the ultimate. Really lived life. You see out there people are driving fancy cars and going on vacations and going on boats. He never had any of that. He lived life to the ultimate of what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted. He used to live by a certain premise that he set out in the shul, and I felt that was his theme of life. He used to always say, in the Torah, there are three va'atems. Is the atem hatvekim b'Hashem alekeichem chayim kulchem hayoim. The atem tiyu momeches chayim b'lay kadosh, that's number 2. And the atem. What are these three va'atems teaching us? He lived by his Rebbe's life. Rabbi Yisroel Gusman, Rabbi Avraham Pam, Rabbi Moshe Gordon, the Monsey Shiva. He didn't stop talking about these three Gedolim. He lived by them in the Gedolinus of Rabbi Yisroel Gusman. He was emulating him in the Gedolinus, emulating him in the Shpitzer Torah and the Machshava and the way he thought about learning. He's also emulating him in his midas of Palm's midas and Palm's Hadracha and warmth to Klal Yisrael. Rabbi Gordon is also his midas. I don't know much about it, Gordon, but these are the he emulated his whole life. My Shmuel lived by all these three premises. The Atem Hadvekim B'Hashem Alekeichem Kulchem Kulchem Hayoim. He went and he was Dovek and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. When I saw him give the drasha before Yisroel on Yom Tovim, so he fired up, and I was looking at him, and he had this glow and this aura and this kedusha of transforming the Yidden in the Beis Medrash back to the days of Europe, whether it was a concentration camps, whether it was pre-Europe, pre-war days of the Yidden living Kulei Torah. He wanted to get over that in a full forceful manner. When I saw that, he was hiding himself his whole life. He had that in him. His fiber and his core of him was Kulei Kedusha. Not just that, he was royal. His Beis Medrash was the king of the town. It was the place to come to. It was the place you came in, you got everything you needed. A Geshmak davening, a warm word, a listening ear, a Geshmak Kiddush. He always made sure to always buy what you wanted. He used to have a minute that he wanted to give everyone birthday cakes, not just for relationship reasons, but he always gave people cakes. Why did he give people cakes? I don't know if Flowers Bakery knows how much Kedusha went into those cakes if he gave it over. It was a more wine or fresh cake in another bar. Not the derech for a bacher, go through bar mitzvah and not see the real report of what it means to be an emissary and really enjoy the bar mitzvah. He had a cake given to him. Now, the cake was the way to show them. I don't even know if they took the cakes home, to be honest. I don't know if they ate the cakes. But that cake, the ksiva on the cake was etched in those children's lives forever. Many years later, people came back and remember those cakes. It was people that had symptoms. People had, unfortunately, tragedies. He always was installed for them. He constantly was involved with them. He constantly called them. He didn't stop. He was really worried. He kept on worrying. What's going on with his family? Someone fell off once a ski chalet and a ski chalet from 20 feet down, and both the couple hurt themselves. He was worried about them. They're in the hospital. They're coming out. When they're coming out, what's going on with them? He was so involved in his Nochom. HaBachur Nochum, he was an ish. He was in this earth. He lived with people. I've never seen anybody that at that age could relate to the concept of Hanech. He knew how to relate to every person on their derech and in 2026. My Shah himself might have felt he was back in the 1940s. But he felt 2026 when it came to understanding people, living with people, in the chash of people, giving them the chizik they needed. He loved people. It wasn't that he loved them so he didn't care. He loved them as a person. If you do one mitzvah, develop it. If you do two mitzvahs, develop it. His Adhiras and mitzvahs was Islam. I used to watch him kasher his becher before Pesach. I believe that he used to sell his chametz, not to sell his chametz. But he used to take the chametz in boxes over to the guy's house after they got all the shittas of being able to sell chametz properly. Even the chametz of the neighbors, whoever brought it over, was to go literally to a guy's garage. He lived in this world, and he took the gashmi and he raised it, and he raised it in the Govar. He lived that world himself in such a geschmack between the ruchnis, the gashmis, and everything in the greatest darkness. He wanted you to feel it, wanted to be part of that life. He wanted to be Makarabi, to bring you into that life, to feel it is to really be geschmack about everything. Why is he was so chipper and so young-hearted at such an age. He looked at the human being first. He didn't look at how firm you are, or how many mitzvahs you have, or any mistakes you made in whether it's legally or not legally. It doesn't make a difference. You were a yid, and I need to be bringing you into my world. One thing I learned from my shver is that the chashivas of one mitzvah. You look at a yid and say, okay, 650 mitzvahs, that's it for yid. If not. Chalil v'chas. You come into shul as a yid, I don't want to say publicly, but a yid came once on a Shabbos and told me, your shver helped me. You're carrying the first time this and this mitzvah. And from that mitzvah he grew until he became one of the Anshe Chashuvim of the Smedish. And then became an Anshe Chashuvim in Queens. And then unfortunately he passed away. But he became from because of my shver's encouragement. And he saw my shver that a malchite is normal. And that's what Avodas Hashem is. Taking the malchite of their belt and behaving it to the Zav, the Greek and the Zav Madrega that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has put us in this world for. Without my mother-in-law, what we call Bobby, my shver was an encouragement and the chiyus that he got to live till that age with that. Everything, even when he was on his understanding and trying to understand, but he was with it, he was davening, he was watching. He wanted everything to be done, whatever he can do in every circumstance. He lived with it, and he looked like he just accepted what was going on. So, that's what they're saying. You got to do the best you can in every circumstance. That's how he grew up the whole life, living up there, fighting for Shabbos, fighting the shul that he left right behind his house, and putting up fights. And he went to Rabbi Moshe Gertz, the Estim Shilas, how to go out, get told to leave, go build your own expansion, your own house, b'chulu. But Bobby was behind that. And Bobby gave Zadie the chiyus and the encouragement and the life that he led. And she gets all those fusim of what Zadie did to the thousands of people he touched and the thousands of people that he was Makarav. We want to thank my son also because for the last 2 years, I sure had a little bit of hardship. My son Zadie was there 24/7. done and may outflow upon him. I'm going to call upon my shwager, Yisroel, to say a few words.
I never really prepared for this. Happened so quick. I just want to say, Tati never thought about himself. Last couple of weeks of his life, I went to the hospital. He suffered two massive heart attacks. The only thing he thought about is what to do with nothing. So he wanted to put the film, and then he motioned to watch Megalosser. So we brought me by to watch Megalosser, he put on the film, and you can't imagine the kind of pain that my father was going through. He didn't want anyone else to know about his son. So he never showed you the pain he was actually going through. He would give you a smile. He never wanted you to see that actual pain. I was going to say, I was with my father. I'm on my way to Shabbos. That Shabbos, he suffered a massive heart attack. And me and my brother went to stay with our father. And we were up for maybe 20 hours. I got back home. I was icing out. I was very tired. And I was trying to figure out what I should do. So I told myself, my father, he never had a dull moment in his life. Never a dull moment in his life. So I said, what do you want me to do? So I picked myself up and I went to basic medicine and I went to work. I continued on with my life. The last day of my father's life, my sister, Tasha Gertz, flew from Detroit to be with my father. And she came and I was there. And I stayed the whole entire day. I went and I got her supper and I left. And I went back home. And I was back and forth on the phone. So I didn't pick up the phone. And then I got a hold of my brother Nochom. And he said just so that Tati suffered two massive heart attacks. And then I spoke to my sister later, and she told me, she said, my sister Moshe said, I came to visit Tati, and now I'm going to Levayah.
Yechiel.
Just say the Tolos Adam. Kedua. In a person's life. Safer. That he writes. Throughout his whole life. Every person writes a safer. Happy. You were so smart. The things that we could learn from you, and that we do learn from you, and that we'll continue to learn from you forever. And be as good, around this far, too many to count, too many to tell over. When Eliezer was with her, going to be lots famous, Alicia said over, HaRav Yitzchok. Do you know why? Do you know why he said it over? Do you know why he said it HaRav Yitzchok? Do you know why he said it Hesped? Because Eliezer didn't know. Because Eliezer, he was so great. He was so shlit. He was so quiet that people didn't know who he was. They had no idea who he was. And that's why Elisha had to say what he said. He said Hesped. My father did so many things so quietly that no one knew about. But people, everyone that you meet, does know and do know a lot of what my father did and does. Just to give you a little idea of what kind of tzviga and home that my father grew up in. My father lived with the Gedolim of a previous generation. He saw the Gedolim, like the Lachon and Wasserman and others. If you wanted to make my father's day, how do you know? The best thing you could ever get him was tell the story about the Gedolim before you. That's all he wanted to hear about. You told him stories about the Gedolim, he was mesmerized. He would just sit there. You could listen 2 hours to tell him about stories. His eyes were open wide. He wanted to hear more. Many of them he knew already. He said, tell me more, tell me more. He wanted to live with the Gedolim before you. And he lived with them. That's what his mind was. That's what he wanted. That's what he knew from his home in Chicago. My father had a very close connection with Rebbe, one of the Gedolim at that time. When my father got engaged, Tati, when you got engaged, the Rebbe came to the park. He was saying over how much he loved me. He loved you out of the nefesh. Because he loved you. Your parents from Monsey nefesh for Torah. Not so many people know. My father lost his father when he was a young boy, just a few years old. But he tells over you, he used to say over, and he was so proud of it. And his father owned a furniture store in Chicago. There were no real yeshivas at that time. You know what he did with his furniture store in the early morning, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning? He went out. He warmed up his store. He put coals on the fire. He warmed up hours before, then they went out with a pickup truck to pick up kids to learn some time before they went to public school. We had a son of what kind of serious nefesh. There's no organization like you have to in Kibbutz. He went out with his 2 hands in a pickup truck. Used his furniture store as a Talmid. And my grandmother, fucking near the house that grew up in. The Gedolim knew that was the address, that's where he went. If he came to America, he came to her. This is the kind of house that he grew up in. The Gedolim knew who she were, who she was. Tati, you remember? I know you remember, you told us, you heard the story. The Messias nefesh for Kiyum Shabbos. People in those days, B'chal Shabbos Kafar there's a lot of Yidden. You can be on the side. They kept their stores open on Shabbos. Tati, you remember what you did? You remember what you did? You remember what you did? You put his life in danger. You went out with yellow paint and a big stencil, and he went to the from owners, not from the Yiddish owners, where you keep your Shabbos. He went and he painted in big letters, don't open your storage house, it's not a good idea. He eventually was arrested, he went to jail for it. My grandmother had to get him out of jail. Serious Nefesh, Kiyum Shabbos. His Mahalach and Kiyur B'chaikim was like no other. He did it with such an emus, so gentle. I remember I used to wonder when I was a little kid, why didn't he push him a little bit more? Why didn't he say light candles? He had a way with people. Just 2 short stories. A kid who wasn't shepherd Torah mitzvahs. He found my father's shul. He came in. He was embarrassed to be in the shul. He didn't know how to daven. So very quietly and embarrassed, he went to my father, Tati, you remember this? You remember this? He came over, he said, Rebbe, I don't know how to daven. You know, my father answered him, that makes 2 of us, I also don't know how to daven. That was Bahal, like you were like him, with love, with compassion. And that was a drug place, for drug addicts. Not too far from from Wiedweg. My father got involved, who wants to help out drug addicts. They have all kinds of diseases, contagious. He didn't care. He gave them a shalom aleichem. He gave them a hug like he did that every year. He saw the neshama. One time there was a yid. He wasn't from. My father would be mechabed everyone. He came from the drug addict center. They brought him over to daven. My father said, Eric, you want to do glila? I don't know what glila is. What's glila? Come, I'll show you. We're going to roll up the Torah. My father was mechabed him. He gave him glila to roll up the Sefer Torah. He did it. No one thought anything about it. Next day he came back. I couldn't believe what he said. He said, Rabbi, you gave me the honor yesterday of rolling together the Torah and binding together the Torah. Rabbi, I didn't go to sleep last night until I bound the Torah to my heart. And then he ended off, Rabbi, teach me Torah. You're the hero, like him. With love, with compassion, who sees on every. I remember as a little kid, the medical advice, he used to be on the phone. If he heard someone was sick, he wouldn't let up until he had AIDS in some way to help him find a good doctor. One of the relatives in the Shpitzer was very, very sick. He wouldn't let up all day and all night. He was on the phone. He wouldn't stop till the last minute. And he did every possible thing for weeks or months. I don't know how long it was when it was finally over. The young boy was there. He couldn't settle down. Maybe I didn't do enough. He never needed anything from anyone else. He never needed anything. He never asked for anything. That was his knowledge. Doesn't matter how sick he was. He tried his hardest not to need anything. He didn't need anything from anyone. Only from the Rebbe Shalom. He didn't need anything. And that's how we finally understand something in my whole life I didn't understand. And he should have the Kazakh they used to do. His midah of HaBachur Nochum. I never, ever in my life met someone who had a kind of HaBachur Nochum that you had, Tati. He did him a small favor, he couldn't stop thanking you for the rest of his life. He called you up 5 times after, he called you up the day after. And he gave a whole dramatic thing of how you did him. Some small claim, nothing, a little thing. He said with the God's what you did for me yesterday, I'll never forget. You did it so beautifully. He didn't want anything. He never needed anything. He never wanted anyone to worry about him. Never. When he was on his deathbed, he didn't want anything. He never wanted to cause people pain. Maybe that's why HaKadosh Baruch Hu took him away in such a slow, it was a process. It happened over months, very slow. He didn't want to cause anyone pain. He doesn't need anything. He never wanted anything. Tati, you know what I'm saying is true. He never wanted anything. You only gave with your heart, the whole way of that. You gave, that's what you were busy doing your whole life, just giving. Touched every year that he met. As was mentioned earlier, every year that he met, he touched. And that's how he brought it to Torah. He believed that anyone could do anything. He believed, I'll tell you a short story. When I was a young buck in yeshiva, 17 years old, I get a call, and the father says, Yechiel, you can daven to the Amid Yom Narayim. 17-year-old buck had daven to Yom Narayim. He had a chazan who backed out last minute. He couldn't have anyone to daven. Young bucker, how am I going to daven? You could do it. I know you could do it. He took a tape recorder, he sat down in those days, he recorded the entire davening, he sent it to me. He kept on encouraging me, you can do it. And I did it. I still do today. He believed in everyone. He believed everyone can do everything. There's nothing you can't do if you have the ratzon. His mahalach, and I heard this from a few people, my brothers were saying it, I experienced it personally. When he gave Musar, it was so subtle, and he just a few words and that was it. You never heard about it again. I remember one time, I don't know how old I was, 10 years old, we were going somewhere exciting, and I just wanted to go, but I got to daven mincha. I daven mincha in a hurry very quick. Tati, you gave me such a look. I'll never forget that look. But nothing more, just a look. That's all I needed. He knew it. Just one look and it was over. I never heard about it again. I never forgot that. Over 35 years ago, I never forgot that. That one look. The Rabbi Moshe say a person could go through his entire life. He could do Torah, mitzvahs, and miss his tafkid completely. Tati, when you come up, you're there. They're saying to you already, or you become your tafkid. You have so much to say. Oh, you have so much to say. I mentioned this yesterday in Lakewood. My father had a cardiac arrest at one point, a few times, for 4 minutes. No one thought he would come back to this belt. Well, he came back. He was smiling from ear to ear. He was smiling. Mrs. told me he was smiling for hours. That's what he said. Smiling. What are you smiling about? He saw what's in store for him upstairs. That's why he's smiling. As was mentioned previously, my father was a Rav upstate his whole life. He started off in the shul with a position in the backyard where the shul is now. When he felt that the Ruchnius was going down, he was miyayis to Gedolei Adar. They told him, can't do it. Without hesitation, he left. He couldn't be in a place that the Ruchnius wasn't up to standard. And he built the shul right in the backyard. You stayed up there, Tati. You were not there for cover. If you were there for cover, why did you stay there? You can't even be covered there. There's no one. There's no one there. It's a midbar. You did it for cover. You could have went anywhere to get covered. Not a white lady. He did it with Shem Shemayim. He was quiet. He didn't talk a lot. Tati, your sefer told us Adam. More than one sefer, so many svar. We will all learn from it. And maybe a mail Yisroel for Mami, for the ganze Mishpacha, for Klal Yisrael. And we know all this would never be possible without the support of Mami, who supported in every step. Social life was very hard, especially for Mami, you know, and she supported it. Tati wanted to stay there. You stayed there. You helped him through every step of the way. You know what the schussim that you have. I want to ask Yechiel, on behalf of my family, on behalf of the ganze Mishpacha, the extended Mishpacha. You were with them, you were right. We didn't know who you were. We didn't fully appreciate what we did. It's impossible that we gave you the right coloring. Tati, please be mindful, please. If we didn't give you the proper cover, and Tati, you were right. If we didn't forget your coloring. We'll be along with that stuff and walk on the ship. We'll be able to follow.
And many months at a time, we learned so much from you. You treated us with such respect and love and warmth. It made us feel so special. You were so excited to hear. On each and every at the same time. When someone got hurt, you were so concerned and felt their pain. And you never let me happy. We miss you and your stories. And your good words of peace and dignity to my family. And we take care of you, love.
Rabbi Moshe Gertz.
To be an Aiden by the most chashuv love shtar that anyone could ever have. The biggest pachad, one of the big pachad when you just get married is to impress the shtar. You have to say with something like a nice word or shikol by the Shabbos Suda. But my first Shabbos that I had together with the shtar, I picked up right away that if you want to say something, say something. You don't want to say something, don't say something. Over here we're here to just relax, chill, have an enjoyable time. Another nakuda that I wanted to bring out about the shtar was the tremendous avos abrius that he had. When the shtar gave you a hug and a kiss, I never got that in my entire life. And we give a shalom aleichem, he would literally rub your hands and give you such warmth and love. It was like something I never ever experienced. And just when he would speak, he would just say drushes, dry drushes. He would stick in he had a tremendous sense of humor. And the Eilam, I mean, you had to be very. I mean, I think everyone pretty much stopped with his jokes, and people would laugh. And his whole list was to make people feel good. And he was talking. He had he was and he lived every single day. And Taka should be good the better for Rebbe and for the ganze Mishpach, the ganze Klal Yisrael. And Rebbe Hashem should bezech the Shem's Kedu, Bila Vav, the Nes, after Mordechai Hashem can do the other upon the name of our name.
Rabbi Aryeh Zev.
My share would always like to hear me say a word by Simchas, by Shevrach, by Bar Mitzvah. He always whenever I would speak. Now I have one last listening to me. Be careful what I say. My wife, Kevin, he always said he did a great job. This time I'll be able to call us and say to her, he did a good job. We had a quiz, the last Pesach that he was home, not in the hospital, last year, when he was in a house with us. We had a whole Pesach, him and Bobby Urchan Tevin, and he was in our house, but he at that point he wasn't eating anymore, and he wasn't, so he didn't have the matzahs, and he wasn't drinking the other places. But he still stayed by the Seder the whole night, which was very special. The Shmuel would always tell us stories of the Tehillim. I enjoyed hearing them, and if I have stories, he also enjoyed hearing my stories. It was so great. He used to always come to Rebbe in White Lake, and we'd come Pesach, sometimes the whole Pesach, and then he would come in summertime for Shabbos, and we'd come different times for Shabbos. He would give us great physics. He would tell stories about the Maggid, that the Maggid would go around collecting money, and the Maggid would tell everybody, don't sell my car cheaply. Another one I remember was he would talk about what happened on the Pennsylvania Railroad with the crash years ago. And the only way to stop the coming train that was coming was with the lantern. And there's supposed to be a candle with a lantern, and that would make the train stop and let the other train through. So there was a crash, and they came to court, and they asked the guy, were you holding the lantern up? He said, yes, I was. He said, well, unfortunately, there was no candle in the lantern, so therefore they couldn't see the train coming. I couldn't tell them. So he said, that's the problem with the people in the backyard, the shul. The conservatives, they don't have the light. Only us B'nai Torah, we have the real light, which is the Torah Kedosha. We will miss him, and he loved us, and we loved him. And then children, they loved having coffee with Zadie on Shabbos morning. He always made time before the Avi to have coffee with the kids. It was so important to him, and they thought it was so important to them. We asked him Yechiel for giving him proper coverage. He was such an unbelievable, special person. And when you go to Kisi HaKavod, remember to be a male Yisroel for Bobby. She always gave so much to Zadie. She was his secretary. She would take the telephone. People would call up what time of shul, what time of Shabbos, anything that people had to know. She would pick up the phone right away, and she would give it to Zadie if need be. And she wanted to be a secretary. She had the numbers. She needed to call people. She had everything. She gave up everything just for him to make his life easier, and he's able to do his tafkid. And he's supposed to be a good for the ganze Mishpacha,
the town, for all the people who love, and we don't know, that's up, we're going to get out of the fun, and that's somebody hosts there,
Shmuel, just to have two people like to say a few words. Don't be Fishbain and Yechiel, the Victor would like to say a few words.
There's 100 things to say about my grandfather. Too much to count. As I'm coming here on the way, thinking about it. From the time I heard about the news, everywhere, every area from her to me, this, that, anything possible you can imagine and speak about. He had it, and he had it like no one else had it. One thing that, story that I read, one thing that a couple that stuck out for me was that when I was a very little kid, I'm in school, I'm in yeshiva, wherever I am, and every adult all around, they treat you like a little kid. They don't think you're capable of so much, they don't give you so much yeshivas. And whether they're right or wrong, when I went to my grandfather's house, he's 80 years older than me. There's something there you can tell, you realize, there's a feeling that he understands, he got you. And there's a comfort, there's a respect, there's something there that he gives that no one else gives. I remember clearly the first person in my life, the first person that was Muvhak, the first person that made me feel like I could do it, I could do anything. Anytime I would tell him anything, Zaidi, I'm a little kid, I'm telling him, Zaidi, I'm planning on doing this, I'm planning on doing that, I'm going to buy this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to make this. And how, for sure you're going to do it, you're doing it more. And the most encouraging, the most warm, the most positive feeling. I remember I was with my students, I was with my Seder, we come to our house, we come to our house Pesach a couple years ago. And he would sit there quietly, the menuchas hanefesh, completely relaxed, nothing's bothering him. All of a sudden, the second it comes to saying a compliment, something nice to somebody, a ma'aseh with a gadol, somebody's talking, he perks up, and all of a sudden he says it with a ganzkeit. Anytime I did anything small for him, he'd ask me, only if it was malice and need, like, he would ask me with the most mechubbed way, like I'm doing him the biggest favor in the world. Could you take my phone, could you dial a number for me? And afterwards he'd say, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm thinking to myself, what did I do already? But he could not stop saying thank you. All the grandchildren remember the coffee they used to have with all the grandchildren in the morning. In a lot of families, the cousins, the siblings are massive, and the grandparents are on the side. They're not in the center. They're not really there. The older they get, they're less than the massive. In the Fishbain family, Bobby and Zaidi, they were the massive wherever they went. Everybody followed them. Everybody was thinking about them. And it wasn't just a chas. Everybody felt something. They were the massive. They brought the family together. They created an actress in the family. Everybody can tell, everybody knows something that's not regular. Anybody connect with him? People that had less in their lives, people that needed more chizuk. The more they needed, the more they went to Zaidi, because Zaidi was the person that was able to give it to them. It's been made serious, so we all know the next come up something without so far.
Shpitzer.
Ja, das hier letzte Kuyush, wenn der Ältere Sachen auf Insel des Medisch man sucht doch als der Lifte der ältere Juden kann man nicht behalten, der Mitte ist, das kann man sehen. Und wir sehen, wenn sie das Medisch herangekommen, nur Gesicht zu machen gering, zu auflegen, jede Meinung. Das haben wir gesehen, wenn sie gekommen, er ist schwach.
Ich kann es mir schwer zu reden, es ist mir schwer zu sehen, aber wenn es ist gekommen, als Yid, als wollte Brüche, jeder wollte auch nicht Wort, ist gewesen dort mit der ganzen Chais. Wir sehen ein Yid für die friedige Dollar, das ist ein Pesche zwischen friedige Dollar. Ich gerät schon mit der Tzadikim, speziell mit Kuna Wassermann, und ich gewesen an der Sache, als so, wenn ich bin, natürlich schwach, aber dann hat sich da aufgelegt. Ich habe gesehen, bei uns, so das hier, als der Luftwind leben in uns, am Skala, wenn es medisch. Die Kinder dort, was man gesehen, das gibt nicht viel gut, die Termine sind der jüdische Mann, was man gesehen, die Kinder sind hergelegt, da so viel Hart, da so viel Schumme. Seht man, die gewaltige Jid, was der Lüfte ist gewesen, so man gab es hier, man ist ein Yitzchok Schwierz, ich darf an dem sind medisch, Nochom daran gemacht, ein junger Leiders, der Nochom gekauft, die Sachen in der Geschmiss, und sehr verkennt Bedeutung. Das ist gewesen, Seite, es ist vielleicht ein Lines, Nochom daran, sie nennen eine Brüche von ihm, es ist gewesen schwer, aber von dem allem ist gestanden jener gegeben, mit der Brüche, mit Tasami Moikur, Tasami Simchen, Tasami Liebschaft. Und dann haben wir gerät, sie war Simche bei der Nochom. Und schwere Sachen sind wir schon noch später suchen, wo es war, wo es getan, wo es mit Karl Sansi, wo es machen mit Frieden. Das ist gewesen, die Lifte, die Altstadt, und dann sich kennen von dem Ablehnen, und kann sich das Sachlehnen, von dem, was man gesehen hat, zwischen der älteren Juni. Und das ist schon die Altstadt, dann wieder so, das Netzach, muss man immer tun.
I'd like to call a Talmid Movement in my share. This is what Kolakowski has to say to us.
Jovi, gewillt niet meer brandstof. The people I work with, I would talk about how much he loved life, how it's impossible to imagine that he could leave this world. I work together, you'll excuse me, with people from other places with Galachim, and one of the Galachim said such a person could only go out into the Sahara and the Shemayah like Eliezer. With the people there behind, the neighbors, they didn't understand who they had. Evan was so avoided. Look at such a Hashmoel to come to give Kabbalah to such a need. I remember that Woodridger Ruv from Queens, Rabbi Eldon told me what he learned from our Rav, that he was never miyayish through such a life, through so many Yisroel, to be a Yosef at such a young age, and to grow up to Osvaxen, and never to give up. And you could imagine what a Kabbalah's panim is in Shemayim, the Tzaddik Eliezer, who we had such his kindness from the youngest age. Rebbe Chanan and the Rebbe and Mordechai Sheba, and all through his life, to always be the heights of the Gedolim, from every different chutzner. They say, all the tzaddikim who were rushing now to be Mekabel Bonim Shemayim, and this is just I'm sure there's a whole tzaddikim, they're all coming and waiting to see who can they come to be Mekabel Bonim first. And the Rebbe himself was a connoisseur of Rabbanim like fine wine. He always had, he understood He understood people, he understood the Gedolim, and he was loved by all. He mentioned that he would send cakes. I remember I was in Yeshiva in Yerushalayim, I got a cake. But even to people from the other religions, from our neighbors, he would go out of his way to send a cake to the fire department, to the mayor, to everybody. When he would go, I was Mishamish B'Kodesh, and I would see how it was Mechavit Selam Elokim from Nishti, and we can almost learn from that. And I know it would be a lot easier with the tireless devotion of the Rebbe to give away the whole life. And for the children, it would have been a lot easier if the Rav would have made his besmedrash here in Monsey or in Lakewood or in any other communities. But he knew he had a tafkid. That a boy like me from public school could have a chance. And that because of what he did, and because of the schus of the Rebbe and all the children in Ein Kochab, to be Moshe Nefesh, to make the besmedrash in White. The Gemara says in Ksubas, Talmid Talmid Torah, it's what's a mace. It says that we cancel learning for a Levayah. And they said Yehuda Bar Eliezer, the great Tana, the famous Tzaddik, he would be Muvhak to Talmid Torah for a mace. But unless there was enough, eat my cold sarclay. And they asked how much is cold sarclay? They say that Rebbe Shmuel Banini, he said the name of Rav, 30,000. Then Rav Sheshes, and some says Rabbi Yochanan, they said Netil Asa, Kedisi Nasa. That when a neshama leaves, it has to have the same covenant when the Torah was given. Ma Nisinasa B'Shishim Riboy, after Tilasa B'Shishim Riboy. Just as the Torah was given with 600,000 people present to witness, and that was the covenant Torah that makes the Torah different from anything else in the world. And so too, Nitilasa, even someone, the Gemara says, who learned a little bit Chumash and Mishnayos. Avalman, the Masnei Leis Shira. There's no shear for the Kol Tzarkai of such a tzaddik who was Margaret's Torah in such a way. And because of that, white was different. Moving as a young age from Long Island up into a little town in the Catskills, and there's all these little towns. But White Lake was different than any other town, because White Lake had Rabbi Fishbain. White Lake had a besmedrash, not just a synagogue, but a besmedrash, a Nochom Torah, Nochom Yerushalayim, a place where people could have their whole lives turn around. And I, among them and many others, were here in Durham and Durham, because of that mysterious nefesh. And quite often I would see, even from all different chatzeros, they wanted to come and get a bracha from someone who saw Rebbe Elchanan, from someone who saw the Rebbe Aryeh, saw the other tzaddikim. And quite often the bracha that the Rav would give would unvish, l'kshir ma'aseh ha'chutza. Quoting from Mishle, and we all know the Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh, when he made it, and Eliezer neshama, like we heard that the Rav made, and he came back with such a shmeichel. He made such an Eliezer neshama just like the Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh did. And he saw Mashiach, and we all know the Baal Shem Tov asked, and Monsey, Kosimar, when are you coming, sir? And he said, look, your food's in my nasel chachutza. And this is what our Rav was accomplishing. And so we know that now, of course, we have Yechiel. They say that people didn't know how big of a tzaddik Rabbi Aaron was because they knew what a big tzaddik was. And they didn't know what a big Talmid Chacham the Saba Rav was because it was overshadowed by what a big tzaddik he was. And our Rav, he simultaneously conducted himself with a regal stature of a Rav, of a chief, of a Rav, of a Marda Asra, of a real Marda Asra, not just we call a rabbi in a shul as a Marda Asra. He was Divrei Ruv from Gamsh too. And that even other big gadol would be the chabad that the governor Rav would walk 2 miles not to make another minyan in our whole town because no one else, he didn't want to destroy the koyach that the Rav had to be makar of Shabbos and he understood what it meant to Marda Asra. And yet, on the other hand, he conducted himself with such pashtus. He was your best friend. He was a little boy from Chicago. Even in his 90s, he was that little boy from Chicago. And so that pashtus that he lived, and that godless of living, that very high level of being normal, overshadowed his tremendous tzidkus and his tremendous wonders that we weren't Mechab and Karoi. And so therefore, Barabba, we have to all, on behalf of the whole Tehillim, the whole Southern County, we have to ask Mechila from the Rav, now that he's loyal to us, we know that he's Mekabel and that he's playful. And he was always playful. And so we should be time of the Chifut and Menesecha of Chutza, that there should be the scholars question mine, who be our Moses when that's all, Moshe Mokim Tim and Halko Ponim, Ki Hashem Yibder.
Shmuel Yosef and Nochom Dov Fishbain, will be in the Monsey Cemetery, which is in the back of the Bishop's Cemetery on River Church Road. When you go into the inside the driveway, it's up to the right and the left, and the right-hand corner up by the fence. Shiva, for now, will be on 3rd Street, and then there might be some possibility of, due to some